Hi, all you SPMEs out there. Today's video has 3 points, and you're going to want to stick around because the third point is a secret as to the number one reason you're failing to sell books on Amazon. Now let's get into it. Today's topic is, why are my books not selling on Amazon KDP? Now this is an outstanding question because many of you out there are first-time authors. You're just getting started with self-publishing and you're so excited. We get our very first book on the market. We've spent so much time making the cover and editing it and writing the book and making it absolutely perfect. So we're going to put it on the market and we know it's going to sell thousands and thousands of copies. Maybe hundreds of copies a day is what's going to happen when it hits the Amazon market. Well, that's not exactly what occurs. For most authors, when you first get started on selling your books on Amazon, you're going to see just a trickle. A book here, a book there, maybe a couple books. You might hit the lottery, but for the most part, that's what you're going to see happen unless you already have a huge following, in which case then we can predict something different will occur when you put your book onto the market. But unless you already have an audience of people who are following you, who know, like, and trust you, then the question is, why should they even give your amazing book a chance in the first place? And so this is what we're going to answer in today's video. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. After 300 videos posted on YouTube and 200 books that I've self-published, I'm here to break things down and make it very easy for you to self-publish. Well, the first thing you could do for me, though, is if you could just hit the subscribe button so we can finally beat this YouTube algorithm that's going against us. Please do me a favor. And check out in the description, you can grab a copy of my completely free self-publishing checklist to make sure that you're not skipping any of the 10 key phases when it comes to self-publishing. So just grab a free copy of that. So when I first got started, I started publishing on topics that I was just interested in. I was interested in goal achievement and habits and a lot of other sleep, a lot of different topics that I was interested in, and this whole self-publishing theme seemed very exciting. So I didn't run ads for any of my books, and what happened was I set up an email list, I put some blog articles onto a website, and then I expected for the sales to start rolling in. But the problem was I did not get any traction. I did not have what's known as an author's platform. That is where you put a book out there and then it starts getting purchased by people who know, like, and trust you, or they maybe have read, again, your previous books. But if you have no previous books, how are they supposed to know, like, and trust you? And that is a big issue that a lot of first-time authors begin to discover, that your book can be the most amazing in the world, but nobody's going to read it if you haven't created other books and built around this. And so that creates a big challenge, and I was seeing very little traction. But then I started running ads after studying and wasting lots of money and time taking courses and watching YouTube videos, and I had my covers redone along with the descriptions that I had for my books, and lo and behold, the sales started to roll in, and some even became best sellers, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to tell you one other little secret here. I discovered that even my lead magnet, that is where in my book I give away something for free in order to get people to subscribe, just a short PDF that was only, 30 pages or something like that. I was giving it away for free. And now that book even outperforms most of my books. In other words, just a simple, it was telling people how to do email, again, jumping into a new topic, a new niche, but telling people how to manage their emails, which is something that I've worked on very hard over the years. And what happened was it began to sell, and I just couldn't quite figure out what is the pattern here. I did know that by running ads and stuff that was the key, but there are some more tricks necessary. So why are my books not selling on Amazon KDP? Well, let's get into the 3 points. The first point is you aren't running ads or doing content marketing for them. And when I say content marketing, I mean setting up a blog, getting a Facebook page, putting out content so that people would begin to know, like, trust you. They'd read what you've already done and know that they like you. If you need help with understanding how to play the content marketing game, you can check below in the description. I put a copy of my brand new course on content marketing for publishers made easy, and you can just check that out, because I know a lot of you are in this boat. You're not making enough sales, and it's because you have no audience. So let's do yourself a favor, check out the course and see if perhaps we can start building an audience. But let's move on to number 2. The second thing is you're in an oversaturated or non-existent market. Now, those are two separate things. Oversaturated. Lots of people want to buy the books. And so what happens is everybody and their brother is writing books on that topic. I don't know whether it's essential oils or maybe it's cryptocurrency. I don't know. But you've chosen a topic to write on, like a Harry Potter type book, but maybe it's flooded that particular market. So the chances of you getting sales on that market are slim to none, because you have too much competition. But then you might think, I know what you'll do. Why don't you write a book on a topic that nobody's ever thought of? Now, this could be true. You could be the very first author to come up with that, but then why would nobody's going to be searching for it? It's a niche that they would be taking a risk on reading because they've never even heard of it before. So if you imagine the most amazing book, but you look at the cover and you look at what it's talking about and you're like, I've never even heard of this sort of type of book before. Now, you are correct that if you make a success out of that, you can make a killing. But the strategies that I'm telling you won't work here, because the fact is nobody's searching or looking for it. You don't know which books are selling. We don't even know if it's a hungry market. That is to say, maybe you come up with a new type of fruit that looks like a mix between a banana and an apple, and you're thinking, this is great, everybody's going to want one. But the fact is, we don't know if they actually do. So a better option is to choose a market for which you already know there are people who are interested. You already see people buying, but there's a low demand for that market. I use a tool called KD Spy. You can find my affiliate link below in the description to figure out where are these golden markets located. These markets where there's not too much and not too few books and a lot of sales going on. So these are a couple of little tricks you're going to want to remember. Now, moving on into our secret answer of the day and our third point, it's that your books, the reason they're not selling is because they aren't optimized. And when I say optimized, this is the topic I hit the most with most of my students. Optimized. It means, are your books, we look at the best sellers like we just talked about in the niche that you're doing, and hopefully it's a hungry market, not many books, lots of sales for that kind of book. And then, do your book's covers look like the covers of other bestsellers in that type of book that you're writing? Do your descriptions look similar to their descriptions? Another issue is the length of the book, the number of reviews, the keywords that you're using, the title itself. Are they telling your ideal readers, hey, look, my book's just as good as the bestsellers. Give me a chance. And you might be thinking people give you a chance all the time, but that is mistaken. People trust and want to give money to people who they know, like, and trust. And so unless you already have a platform, and if you do, and your name is Stephen King, you can take that and you can simply release a book and everybody buys it. Terrible cover, terrible market. They see your name, they're going to purchase the book. So that's just a couple little things. So we're not paying attention to those authors, but the best sellers within anything. So if it's like puppy training, or maybe you're doing some sort of a romance novel, look at the best sellers in the type of book that you're publishing and make sure that yours doesn't look any different in terms of, obviously you're going to have different pictures and things like that, and the title will be different. But if we look at the two next to each other, they could very well be in the same series, because the readers and the purchasers, the people who are buying those types of books, they're communicating what types of books, how they should look and feel, and the sorts of things they would do. Another little trick on this optimizing is look at the comments that they're getting and the reviews on those exact books, and you'll be able to see very quickly the things people are complaining about and the things that people like. And based upon those comments and reviews that you'll see, it'll tell you what you need to do with your book to make it even better than the best sellers. And that, my friends, will result in an increase in sales. So maybe you could tell me why are your books selling or are they not selling? I would like to know if your books on Amazon, are they selling? If they're selling, then write yes below in the comments. And if they're not selling, then write no below in the comments and check up above here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.